So train and multiply disciples. Under that is milestone 1 is initiate personal leadership and care. Milestone 2, develop discipleship and next step processes. We spent a lot of time there. Milestone number 3 is to implement a contact management system. You need some way to be able to answer the question in a systematic way. How's everyone doing in their involvement? And there are software programs that will help you do that, and they're very helpful. And for some people, they'll just recoil at the idea that well, gosh, I want to be in deep, intimate relationship with everybody and be answering that question. I would say, great, if you want to pastor a church of 70. Now, there's nothing wrong with pastoring a church of 70, but if you're going to grow beyond that, you've got to have some way, as God has entrusted these people to your pastoral care and oversight. You've got to have some way, as a pastor elder, to look at who's in your church, how they're involved. How are they doing in discipleship? If whatever your paradigm is, have they gone around the bases? Have they gone through the environments? Have they kind of studied the practices? Whatever it may be, you got to answer that question. Have they? Okay? But then you've also got to answer the question, and where are they involved? And these contact management systems, again, we use one at our church, Church Community Builder, but there's wonderful resources, people-driven software and probably about 15 companies, and you can get reviews online of them and get a feel for them. You want to make sure they ask the questions that you ask. And the questions you need to ask are real simple. Let me give them to you real quick. Here they are. Number 1, am I able to know how people are growing? Right? That's question number 1. Number 2, am I able to know how people are connecting? That's question number 2. Growing asks, have they completed a series of classes? I know that's an imperfect measure, but it's a measure. How are they connecting? Are they in small groups? The good software programs are able to help you to do that. Number 3, I need to know where people are serving, where they are now. Number 4 is I need to know how people are gifted. Okay, and so going through a spiritual gifts discovery process is real important for that. And number 5, I need to know what people are celebrating. And this is a place where I can be, and celebrating maybe a birth or maybe an anniversary. And also on the other side of that, it may be very significant to know that they're celebrating the anniversary of a marriage, but also maybe they're mourning the anniversary of a death. See, here's the thing about death is that, in North American culture, we're scared to death to talk about it. The one place we ought not to be afraid to talk about is the church, because we don't see it the way the world sees it. And one of the things that you can do as a pastor is let all the week after the funeral when everyone's there, call 2 or 3 weeks after the funeral and say and talk about the person, and use the word died. We're so afraid of death that we can't even say died. We say passed away and gone to the other side and euphemisms but instead here's another thing. A year later and a year after that, be the person who says, you know what, I know today, a year ago, your husband died, and I just want to call you and make sure you're okay and pray with you, and to be able to minister that way. So know what those seasons of celebration and mourning might be.